Good morning. Happy Sabbath.
One more time, honey. Good. Happy Sabbath to everybody this morning. Well, honey, it's the month of October. It's a special month. Is it for you, honey?
Yes, but do you see all the beautiful pink in this place?
In different shades of pink.
Different shades of pink.
Yes, all right. Looking mighty good.
Celebrating. This is our special month that we celebrate and honor those who have gone to sleep in cancer.
Oh, yes.
And then also those who we call not only are they survivors, but I call them conquerors.
Yeah, so we changed the words.
Conquerors.
We're no longer breast cancer survivors, to breast cancer conquerors. Conquerors, all right? So let's go to our first slide and let's see what it is. Folks, we're stronger together. Amen, everybody? So you may know something that we don't know, and vice versa, but if we come together, share all our resources together, we become stronger together, So honey, now let's set this up. Let's go to our next slide at this time. And so let's talk about this. What's happening here in the state capital of Montgomery, Alabama? Let's set this up, honey.
I just remember when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I went to a place here in Huntsville, Pulaski, and once I got there, I knew that they had already said something was going on, but I had no insurance for surgery, anything dealing with cancer, no insurance, but the blessed assurance of God himself.
All right now.
Because he set it up, he sent me there. I qualified for this program, and on the day of my surgery, they had already approved me for the surgery and everything related to cancer.
Okay, so now this took place here, so you're speaking on behalf of the American Cancer Society, state capital, Montgomery, Alabama, because there's a program that you were emphasizing for the state of Alabama to keep this in place for those who do not have insurance or those who are underinsured, as far as that's concerned, breast and cervical cancer.
They asked me to come and speak because I was one of those recipients, and they were still trying to get more money to be with those who did not have insurance or who were underinsured. And so they asked would I come and speak. And you know I was glad to go and speak, right? Because I had already been one of those recipients that had gotten the blessing of God that way. And so when I went and I spoke, that same time, they had added additional monies to this specific funding to grant to individuals that had no insurance but were underinsured. God is an awesome God.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right. And so, I mean, today, this year, you're what? How many years survivor or conqueror, honey?
I am this year 17 years.
17. All right. Let's give it up, everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think you're going to make it. I think you're going to pull through, baby. No, really. She's looking pretty good, isn't she? It wasn't that funny. Okay. All right. So now with that in mind,
Mama Shannon, Dad Shannon is back there, and she's listening to you. See how Mama Shannon looking?
They'll get me afterwards. Okay. So what about this program? Let's go to our next slide. What about this program, folks? This has been going on for over 34 years. The Congress, Breast and Cervical Mortality, Act funded this program, and the CDC funded this program millions of dollars. People over 6 million women have been benefited by this program, the Alabama Breast and Cervical Cancer. Now that's the Alabama number. If you are underinsured or have low insurance, then these are funds set aside for those in Alabama and every state in the union. We're talking from Alaska to Wyoming and also the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, all right? So therefore, the 1-800 number, the one number there on Alabama, then the national number, if you're outside of the state of Alabama, those who are watching this online, then that's the number for you. Call that number. If you are 40 to 65, then there's information funds for you for diagnostic tests, screening, post-op, operative services, etc., all right? So that's very successful for that, yes.
But Curtis, in this amount of money
Yes.
and in this amount of information, tell us how many or the percentage of those who take advantage of this grant.
Now, folks, hold on to your seat. This has been going on for over 30 years. Money there for those who do not have insured or who are underinsured. The next slide is heartening. Let's go to the next slide. How many are taking advantage of this, folks? 18% that's taking advantage of this program. Money is there for everybody who has no insurance, who are underinsured. We meet so many people, and it's amazing to me that this money is set aside over 30 years. So again, that's why I call that number State Alabama or that national number that we showed on the screen, but only 18% recipients are taking advantage of this, only 18%. So we want to share that with those individuals today.
And not only do we want to share it with the audience here, you now know that you can also be a hand to reach out to someone you know, because there's a lot of people that might not want anybody to know what's going on, but you might know them personally that's going through some changes and they don't have any insurance. We don't need to stay home and suffer. We need to spread the word.
Yeah. So Congress has leveled the playing field for everybody if you don't have the funds for these services. Now, honey, let's shift gears to our hometown here in Huntsville, Alabama, locally, Clearview Cancer Institute, the #1 institute in the region here in North Alabama. Let's go to our next slide, honey. There's some programs available for those who live in the Huntsville or North Alabama region. What about that,
How many
honey?
are familiar with CCI, Clearview Cancer Institute? So some of you know
Yes.
it's here. You know we have a place right here, and it's getting bigger and bigger to the point where they're now so much concern. They have counselors there for those who are getting ready to have surgeries or their prosthesis or chemo, radiation, all that kind of stuff. So they have a place at CCI that has prosthesis
Yes.
for those who don't do the other surgery.
Right.
All right? They also have wigs because sometimes when people are going through chemo, they lose all their hair.
There's a whole room full of prosthesis, a whole room full of hair garments and wigs, right? And you don't have to be a patient of CCI Clearview Cancer Institute.
Okay,
And there's
so
a new
then, and
program.
then the other one, the newest program just starting at CCI is a program called Climb.
Yes.
Climb. This is a program that is designed for your family, your children, while you're going through chemo, radiation, while you're going through the whole thing of cancer, they can also be educated. They have all kind of things. They can come in. They've got games for them to play. They got information for the children, for the husband, the wife, or whatever, because men do get breast cancer as well. And so they are just starting this program. It's called Climb. We are so excited about that because many times as breast cancer individuals, we feel alone in how the response is going to be to us having cancer. It's not contagious, by the way. You can touch us, okay? And also the fact that they don't know, the family doesn't know what to do.
Yes.
And so here we go, Climb.
Climb.
To be able to educate the family.
It just started last month.
Yes.
CCI is growing. Now, honey, let's climb home. Now, we did a Controlling Cancer Conference here in Huntsville, Alabama, the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, and it was a full crowd there, over 140 people. We talked about a lot of things. And for those who missed that conference on cancer, I went to Walmart last week. I met a lady who she had a breast cancer cap. I said, "Oh, you're a cancer survivor?" She said, "Oh, yes. I had breast cancer, stage 4. Then it went to my hip. I had to have a hip replacement." While I was talking to her, the person at the counter said, "Oh, my mother is going through chemotherapy now." Then 10 minutes later, another person says, "Oh, I remember you used to work in Huntsville Hospital, and I have somebody who has brain cancer." So because of that, I put this on YouTube. So let's go to the next slide. Our cancer conference that we did here in Huntsville is now available on YouTube. All right, so just go there. On the right side, we talk about what causes cancer, therapies, herbal medicine, immunotherapy. And on the right side, what is that? Your story, honey.
It's my story. So, Curtis, we're so excited today because the day is the day that we're going to do a balloon release.
Yes.
In favor of our cancer survivor
Let's
conquerors
go to our last slide.
and also those individuals who have gone to sleep in their journey. And so let's talk about that for a hot second.
So right after service, those who are breast cancer conquerors want you to meet us in the fellowship hall immediately following the service in the fellowship hall, all right? And then also those who have loved ones who know someone who has cancer, we also have balloons for you as well. We're going to have a balloon release. The pastor's going to say a few words just outside here on the side entrance. It's going to be a wonderful occasion as far as that is concerned to recognize those cancer survivors and cancer conquerors.
John 10:10.
JesusSaid.com, that they might have life and have it more abundantly.